G'day everybody, it's Mike from Mike's Track Building, and here we are doing part 3 of the Super Race at Bathurst 5-lap challenge. And I've had a few goes at this because I've crashed and burned a few times, so we're going to try and see if we can do a 5-lap race without crashing. Something I might do is just up the AI to 105 because they're reasonably easy to beat. So this is the Mr. Men mod team. They bought this track out of V8 Supercars 3 and into rFactor, and it actually come across really well. Whoops, it's supposed to be track race weekend load circuit. Now we're right. So we're going to do a 5-lap race, and just to show how Bathurst has changed over the time. And here we go. Whoops, pay attention. Oh, here we go. Wow, did you see that? Gee, they're Biff and Bargy. Priceless Super is all dinged up in the first corner. So I had a friend of mine here in Brisbane. He bought a blue one, just like the one in front of me, about 4 years ago, and he brought it over from Japan, and it was absolutely stock standard. Had 28,000 Ks on it, which is roughly, I don't know, 16,000 miles, something like that. And he only paid $25,000 for it. And of course I had no idea, well, he had no idea back then what they are worth. So now that thing is probably well into the 6 figures. And it was absolutely pristine, unmodified, standard right down to the road wheels. Everything was just perfect. I don't know if he'd sell it, but he could sell it for probably 150 plus, I would say. It's funny, all these Supras in this mod are not all the same speed. Here we go. Getting him under brakes maybe. Oops, bit of a bump. Whew, it's so hot and humid here.
That was a 246.83.
He's annoying, I should have shut him up. .246, we can do better than that. .245. Oop, a little bit sideways. Funny thing about this, this conversion of the track, if you touch the walls you get stuck in them and it flips you around and it does all sorts of horrible things, so there's still a few things not 100% right. What I'm thinking of doing is actually using this as a base for a 1984 version of Bathurst, which means basically rebuild the whole mesh, because the mesh, particularly in the road, is so low poly it looks terrible. But there's some clever software out there that we can up the poly. You just basically get it back to a bare track, and then start planting the walls and the fences. And a lot of fences back then were all barbed wire. Back in the 80s, they only just started doing the big upgrades that we see today. So in 1984 they actually got the new pit entrance, and there was no speed limit in the pit lane back then, and what they used to use is speed humps. And of course they'd come ripping in there at 100k and hit these speed humps, and they would...
Alright, that was a 239.31.
They would destroy underneath the car going over the speed humps in pit lane. So... I don't know if so I didn't get the best lap. That's a really bad place to do that, because that happens. Back to 8th. Bathurst bites. So now we're going to have to push a bit, try and catch these guys. Anyway, we'll just do our best to finish. We're fine, damage is off. Here comes his spotter again.
That was a 250.82.
There's my marks. That dipper feels really good actually. This is a really good version of Bathurst. I don't know how they got all the elevation back in then because it's so good. No way I'm going to catch these guys anyway. Double shifted. Okay, let's try and not screw this up. What's happening?
Alright, that was a 238.85.
I blew the engine up. Fair dinkum. Well, that just tore a bloody hole in the 90. I mean, look at that. Engine again. Anyway, that will do the 5-lap challenge because I'm not going to do all that again. So that gives you an idea of the track and full view. So this is Bathurst for rFactor. So we're going to go to the next version and we'll exit out of there.